Hello, it's Sam and Phil here for another episode of Ask AJ. As you can see, Phil's dressed down today for the occasion.
Office day. And you see Sam's dressed down today. What's your reason?
I have not dressed down today. I look beautiful. Actually, I was going to put a jacket on.
It's Sam's dressed as a head teacher day today, isn't it?
You can have at me every day though.
Mm.
What are you then, the naughty student?
Like edgy.
Got kicked out sixth form. Just thought I'd put
This
that
is a
out
bad
there.
start.
Weather check. It's alright now actually. I love this beautiful autumnal weather. It is just, well, not the weather, but the look of all the trees as they're all changing. Because I don't know if you know where we are down at locally Barrow, but it's opposite the golf club on the Cook Road in Windermere, and the trees, they're all oak trees and beech trees, they're huge and they're just beautiful. They've all changed with it. Do you not like autumn?
Yeah, no, I was trying to think of another type of tree and couldn't.
What, beech and oak? Is that it?
Beech, oak, hardwood, softwood, English willow. You know that from cricket?
He's making that up.
Am I?
Well, it's a willow tree from England. I don't think that's an actual breed of tree.
The wood is called English willow.
Let's move on. Something very exciting happened today, actually. We should say this first.
We should.
We have just listed
We've just listed our most expensive house ever.
actually.
No, not the, our.
No, I'm the.
No.
Why?
This house has been listed for more.
Oh, it's been listed for more, but not sold for more.
Yeah.
So, when it sells at the asking price, it will
Acting.
by my dog. My dog's going to apply for an equity card.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the video, Tilly's actually trying to get it onto our cover image on the top of the AJ page, so that's a good place to find it, but otherwise you just have to scroll down a bit.
I am actually available for other acting parts.
He's really not. He's really busy selling really nice houses.
You can speak to my agent, Sam.
So Phil and Julie, who runs our holiday lets, and Julie's children were a little family with the lady of the house, who was a fantastic sport. Well done, Diana. Amazing.
Showed me and Julie up.
She really
Showed
did.
our acting
She really did.
skills
She looked like they were actually her grandchildren. She hugged them so tight, didn't
Yeah. I'd recommend going to check out Julie's run about halfway, which took about 4 takes. We didn't realise how dodgy Julie's run was until we filmed that little
She's also
section.
said that she's going to burn the jumper. She never wants to see that jumper again. She doesn't like it. But yes, if you have got £3.5 million to spend or to spare, then you must go and see Ballarat. It is one of the most incredible houses we've ever been in, and it's just stunning. If you didn't catch it, I flew over with a helicopter over Ballarat the other day just to check it out from the air. It looked pretty good from the air as well. Roof's good.
Got a survey.
We had a great time filming it, and it was just brilliant. It's a fantastic house. You've got to go and see it.
Anyway,
back to today's subject, which is kind of tied in, because we've been to see some really beautiful houses recently.
just this week.
Yeah, just this week we have actually some stunning houses, and some people have recognised, some homeowners recognise the fact that the market is really buoyant right now, but they don't feel either practically, because the house isn't ready, or emotionally, because they haven't come to the right decision yet, ready to sell. And they've said to us, if somebody comes along and says, what have you got in this area, would you tell them about our house, and can they have a preview viewing? Now, that's what we used to call in the olden days bottom drawer marketing, because you'd put it, I don't know why, you just put it in your bottom drawer, I don't know, you put it in your bottom drawer, and that's the one you'd bring out. And this is the days where, and some of you that are watching this will remember this, whether you like it or not, where when you went into an estate agent's office, you would have lots of brochures all around the walls, and people would go in and they'd take all the brochures home with them. You're bankrupt as if they did that.
Like a travel agent.
Like a travel agent, exactly right. That's exactly what it used to be. There was no Rightmove, there was no portal that you could go to. There's no websites to go and look at the houses. You have to actually walk into an estate agent's office and say, what have you got? So what's the problem with this myth of bottom drawer marketing? 2
main problems. The first challenge is with us, and it's very difficult if someone, let's say someone brings for Ballarat, and they're really excited about going to see Ballarat, and the last thing we want to do at that point is say, oh, by the way, there's also 2 others that we can show you. Because it's not fair on the owners of that particular home, and you're spreading someone's attention across a few homes where look, if a particular home isn't right for them, then you can go and say, by the way, we have this and this.
But there's actually a challenge there as well, isn't there? Because we've had lots of, in fact, we had a viewing just about a week or two ago with Maria, where they said to Maria, this home isn't right for us. And at that point, we could have then jumped in with, well, we've got this. But actually, 2 days later, and they were making an offer on that house. Because it took them a while to decide whether it was right for them, to have another look round, to make sure there's definitely nothing else available, and then go back. So our owner would have lost out on that sale had we then rushed in with another alternative. So it would be very difficult to try and find that time between them saying, I don't think it's quite right for us, but it's on our short list or something. You know, at what point do you then say, oh, we've got this other lovely home that's not actually on the market? So that's probably the first challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, and the second challenge is that once we do find someone, and we know there are people there, we can find people, but you never know. Can we sell it for more? There's some that we put on at 1.5 million that we can get 5, 10 interested parties immediately. So there's a huge market there, and had we sold it bottom drawer and they offered 1.45, or for example, you could be losing a lot of money, and that's probably the main point, that you never know what market is there without actively marketing it. Now, obviously, it can go the other way. It can go where we've seen it, where we've taken offers before the home goes to market. It goes to market, and then nothing happens, and then they're in a more powerful position then because the market's not there. But it also let's say we do a deal off market. That sale is very rarely quite concrete.
Because they don't know whether there's any other competition out there.
They don't know if they've overpaid for it.
Yeah. So they can get jittery very easily.
Yeah, there's a lot of doubt.
Yeah.
Doubt there. Doubt on both sides, really.
I think when it's gone to the market, you've proven the price. We had a house recently that we probably would have valued at 900,000 given the old market last year, and because of the lack of properties around that size and price, we valued it $1 million. Now, had it not gone to market, I don't think we could have got $1 million. There was enough people that considered it and viewed it in order to get that $1 million. Whereas before, that could have cost them £100,000 not to go to market. So that's one example. Another example is where Phil and I went to see a house. I went to see it first, and I thought it was maybe worth 825. Phil, they asked us if we would put it on the market 850. I thought that was too high. Phil went to see it. He thought we could possibly stretch to 850, but neither of us felt that confident about it.
Right.
If you look at the price per square foot, the precedent in the area, the size of the house, the location it was in, all the other aspects would take us to a low 800s valuation. What actually happened was we put it on the market and got swamped. And we couldn't have predicted it. It's in an area that's not particularly popular. It's a house style that, again, we didn't know would be popular. And we got, what did we get for it in the end?
925, I think.
925. So had we showed it to people at 850 off market, then that owner could have potentially lost 75,000. So I suppose going to market is a bit of a sanity check for everybody. Us, to make sure we got the price right, because let's face it, it's not easy to value a completely unique home. How can anybody put a value on it? We give it our best go with lots and lots of data and our own, instincts and experience and expertise. But ultimately, it's down to, you put it on the market, and then if you hear crickets, you've probably got the price wrong. So it's our sanity check. It's to make sure we've done the right thing and make sure that the person who's bought it has paid what the house is worth, which will be a price that's probably not achievable off market. So those are all the reasons why we encourage people to go to market, to make sure that we get the best possible price for you. It also makes sure that, as Phil said, if Plan A, the first viewer, that's agreed to buy it, decides he doesn't want to buy it anymore, make sure we've got Plan B, C, D. We've got a list of people we can phone.
And there are quite a lot of homes that are introduced to us and come through our knowledge and our team's knowledge, and once you get 4, 6, 8 weeks down the line, and it's still in the bottom drawer, and you've been unable to speak to someone about it for 4 weeks, it's difficult to keep it front of mind.
Yeah.
And when you've got 30, 40, 50 other homes out there that people are calling about all the time and talking to, it's hard to keep the team focused on one home that's not out there.
And is it really fair on the homes that are out there,
Yeah.
that have made themselves ready 100% and committed? to us it feels like that person's not committing to the sale process sometimes.
Mm.
That's not always true, because usually there are actual, genuine reasons for it. But if we all work together and we launch it in this way, we know that we will get the best possible price for it, and we know that the chances of the person buying being unknown to us at this time are really high. We've got people we can phone and say, are you interested in? What happens when we get to the end of that list? That's all I'm going to say about that.
What happens when you get to the end of that sentence?
We finish the live and get on with our work for the day at 2:20. So, the sun's just come out as well. That's an oak tree over there.
I was just going to say that.
Spin it round, Tittles, just see if you can see it from that side. It's absolutely gorgeous that view out that window. Keep going. That's it. There's Nicola.
Come back when I got me
Let's see a little bit. Oh, bye.
Are you going to have to go back now?
Phil's stupid idea that. We'll say goodbye, and whatever you do today, enjoy your day. Bye for now.